Hey everyone, good morning. So for today, I would encourage you to, if you're living in Canada, do your own research, do your own assessments. Don't listen to the politicians. Today is Canada Day, and for most people, including me, it's not a day of celebration. It's a day where most people are struggling to put food on the table. It's a day where most people cannot even meet the basics. And the country is falling apart. So I'm just going to change this. Yeah, it's not even a day to celebrate what Canada's accomplished, because it's a day where parents cannot provide for their children. People have to take whatever the government gives us. And if we didn't have those supports, we'd have nothing. The majority of the people would be out on the street. We're running out of basic medications. This is like what was happening in COVID. When COVID hit, they were like, you couldn't even get Tylenol in the shops. And people are going into pharmacies. The pharmacists are telling them, oh, there's a shortage of this, there's a shortage of that. It's like living in Zimbabwe. That's what it's like. People have got backup generators. People are, hustling to try to get their own businesses going. We're all doing everything we can to just avoid being on the street. That's the Canada we're living in. And if you don't believe me, you just need to look at what Ottawa's doing. They're crowdfunding. Because in any normal society where you have a majority of the people working, educated people who have their BCom, who are qualified, who are diligent, or whatever trade it is, for me it's being a secretary. For somebody else it might be being a plumber. People have a basic standard of living, and through paying those taxes, we help to restore our buildings, maintain our roads, and the country flourishes. What we have today is the exact opposite. So the majority of the people are crowdfunding, like me, trying to get some money in so we can live, so we can at least meet our basic expenses. Not to save. In the old days, they used to say, oh, you need to spend 30% of your income on your housing. So how, if you don't have a job, how are you supposed to do that? Do you think today in Toronto you can get a room for $200? You can't. So it's not a very joyful day. Our country is breaking apart. There are provinces that are trying to leave the country of Canada, and people are praying for unity. There's no peace in this country. We have the very rich and we have the very poor. And if you are like me and you've been at that middle class level, you've been a property owner, you've used your taxes to say, I want some of this money that I'm paying for my property to go towards schooling, funding, upkeep of our buildings, you're not getting that anymore. So people like me are completely dependent on the government. We're applying for jobs overseas, even with all the people going back to Zimbabwe, people who have been sent home by the busload. People like me are also trying to go back to say that we'll set up businesses, or we'll teach in the schools, we'll use our skills where they are needed, because we're not getting any opportunities here. Nothing in retail, nothing in fast foods, nothing in education, nothing in the churches, nothing in the banks, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's not giving anybody a hopeful feeling. They're saying the unemployment went down in April. So how come people like me are still sitting at home? So anyway, and also if you grow up in an English-speaking country and you grow up under a colonial government, English is your first language, like we had in Rhodesia and Zimbabwe. So to come here and be insulted and told that my fluency is not good after 24 years, is very insulting. It's very insulting. I passed my exams. I wrote exams to become a citizen of this country. They didn't just say, yes, come, you're a refugee, come. No. I had to go through a process of applying as a skilled worker. I had to have my credentials assessed. I had to have a language assessment done. And then when I came here, I had to fulfill 3 years of living in Canada, not being outside of the country. And even days where I made a sacrifice and I went to visit my uncles, my aunts, my cousins. I sacrificed. Those days were counted against my days that are allocated towards getting my citizenship. But because I love them, I said, no, you know what? It's my first Christmas in Canada. Let me go and see them. They didn't come. Not one of them came to spend a Christmas with me and Easter with me, to enjoy my company. None of them came. I went because that's how the love I have. And that's how I showed my love. Not one of them came. Even when they come, they don't even come and visit me. They don't even call. When I'm sick, when I'm almost dying, they don't even call me. I call. At least I can say, I've tried to live a good life and I've tried to live Christian values. So what is there for me to celebrate today? Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing for me to celebrate, because without those small gifts that my mother gave me or that people gave me, I wouldn't even have a chair to sit on. I wouldn't have even a TV. Then when I got that permanent job, it was supposed to be permanent at Teleperformance, I made sure I upgraded everything I could. I got new cutlery, new crockery, my bed sheets, I got a chair to sit on. I did everything I could, because that's what life is about. We only get one life. We don't come back for an encore. And nobody wants to be in this situation that I'm in, where you're highly skilled, you're highly qualified, and you're not even getting one opportunity. Not just like in Ontario, but globally. There are millions of us going through the same thing. And meanwhile, the government, the priests, they have their Apple laptops. They have their jets. They're flying all over the world. Well, you know what? I would rather have a leader like Ian Smith riding his bicycle to work than have the leaders that we have today, with their entourages and everything that they're doing. And even those priests that send me those messages, they have no right to do that. First of all, they don't know me. My posts are not for them. They have their own retreats. They have their own centers. They have their own places where they work. This is my work. So they have no right to put it down, to make it seem like I'm a prostitute, to send me messages saying, honey, Mr. Jakari is waiting $200. No one has a right to do that to me. Anybody who's not insane and delusional doesn't just get hold of people's phone numbers, addresses, and start passing them around for orgies and harems and everything. And you know what? The MPs want to bring the death sentence to England, and they want to have the people that had the gang set up and the rape set up and everything, they want to have them have the death sentence. Because if you educate somebody, you bring people into your country and you educate them and you tell them this is the right way to live, to respect women, to let women make their own decisions, and men, not to put them in cages, not to have orgies, not to have sex parties, and then people turn it around and take the flag, take the rainbow, which is a symbol of God's love, and then use it to say, oh, this is for Pride Week. It's ridiculous. And don't give me any bullshit about, oh, you're biased. No, I'm not. I have a lot of gay friends, and they've been friends with me since I was in university in South Africa. I am sick of this bullshit. It's bullshit. There is no reason I should not have a job. So don't tell me that this is not coordinated globally, and don't tell me the priests and the police and everybody is not part of it. My name is not Oscar Romero. My name is not Oscar Romero. I didn't go in to attack the politicians, and I didn't say, oh, even if you hit me, I'm going to carry on doing this. I didn't do any of that. I learned from the black leaders who said if we had to live our lives over, we wouldn't do this. Mandela said it himself. If we had to live my life over, I would not sacrifice those 27 years and go to jail, because the people are not grateful. You think I'm doing this for you? You think I'm doing it so your life can get better and my life can continue to go into a dunghill? You must be kidding. You must be kidding. There is no way. I'm doing it for me, so that me and my mother can have a place to live, so that we can not be completely broke. That's the same reason I came here. I didn't come here to say, oh, I'm just going to be selfless, and oh, I have all these altruistic values, and it's all for building up God's kingdom, and my life must suffer. You must be kidding. I'm not a martyr. I am not a martyr. And those who want to be martyrs must go ahead and do it. But don't spoil my life and my reputation in the process. And that includes the priests. It includes the priests. In all those priests that got caught, including at Regis College, I'm glad you got caught. Because you are filthy minded. Don't bring your filth and put it on me. Don't bring your filth and put it on me. You go to the foot of the cross and ask God to give you his sentence for you, and let me live my life in peace, in prosperity, and to come up in life and to achieve what God wants me to achieve, and it's not poverty. And if that means going back to Zimbabwe or going back to South Africa or going back to England, then so be it. Because I do not want to stay in a country where I'm not appreciated, I'm not valued, I'm put in and out of contract jobs, and then I'm fired because somebody else didn't do their job properly. I am sick of it, and that includes TD. That includes TD. You want to put big posters all over, gay pride, let's celebrate gay pride. Those same people that you are trying to promote are the ones that land up getting targeted. I am sick of this. There's no peace in this country, there's no prosperity, there's no stability, there's no jobs, and now even they're running out of the medications. I might as well go back to Zimbabwe. I might as well. If I get a job there in the schools or somewhere else, the systems are the same. You have to pay levies in the condo, you have to pay levies where you rent or where you buy. The systems are the same globally. This is a one world government. And don't tell me they don't coordinate it. They do. They do. So why? I also want that coordination to work for me, so that my life comes up, and so that I am treated with respect, and that my mother, who's a widow, is treated with respect. Not this rubbish that, oh, what are you going to do? If you don't have money in your bank account, that's not my problem. Screw you. Screw you. My dad and my family did a lot for this country, even from Africa, and I did a lot for this country, and my dad did a lot for Zimbabwe and what was Rhodesia. So screw you. The same way I gave and I did good, that good has to come back to me. I don't post that link out for that GoFundMe for nothing. I post it because I'm open to receiving the financial help, and it's not like I haven't asked for it. And now what all these Muslims are doing all over the world, good. I'm glad they got caught. I hope they get caught all over the world, and not just the Muslims, anybody that's sending dirty messages like that to me, including the priests. You are the scum of the earth. Happy Canada Day. You must be kidding. What is there to be happy about? Must be kidding. The only happiness I have is that God has still given me his peace. I'm not going to stop fighting. All these elected leaders, including Michelle Cooper, you don't just fight for the Jews, you fight for me also. I stood by the Jews, so it's time things change for me. Screw you people. It's not a happy Canada Day.